Imagine standing still, perfectly still, as the world rushes by. People move, cars hum, time ticks forward, yet you remain untouched, as if floating just outside of it all. There's no hurry, no rush. You breathe slowly, letting the world blur around you. In this quiet moment, you feel strangely at peace, as though you could stay here forever, watching life unfold without the pressure to participate. Your limbs feel light, weightless even, as if time has softened its grip on you. There's no urgency to move, to act. You can just be. The sounds of the city fade into a distant hum, barely there. In this stillness, your thoughts slow down, becoming quiet echoes of what they once were. Let go. Let everything pass you by. What if, just for a while, you didn't need to catch up? What if the world kept spinning without you? Would you notice if hours turned to days? Would you care if the world outside continued while you remained in this quiet, frozen state? There's a strange comfort in stillness, isn't there? Just let it wash over you and stay.
Throughout history, there have been strange and unsettling events where groups of people experienced bizarre, unexplainable behaviors. These instances, known as mass hysteria, can sweep through communities like a contagious force, leaving behind confusion, fear, and eerie silence. Whether it's the medieval dancing plagues or the fainting fits of schoolchildren, mass hysteria seems to thrive in times of uncertainty and stress. As we enter the 1990s, new and even more disturbing forms of this phenomenon are emerging questions about the fragility of the human mind, the power of suggestion, and what might be lurking just beneath the surface of our everyday lives. Mass hysteria, also known as collective obsessional behavior, is a phenomenon where a group of people exhibit similar emotional or physical symptoms without an identifiable physical cause. Throughout history, there have been numerous cases of mass hysteria, often triggered by fear, stress, or anxiety. These events can manifest in strange ways, such as sudden, fainting, uncontrollable fits of laughter, or even shared hallucinations. In small, isolated communities, rumors and beliefs can spread quickly, amplifying these behaviors, leaving behind an eerie sense of unease as the mystery grows. Recently, an unsettling new form of mass hysteria has been reported. In several cases, people have been found frozen in, motion locked in place for hours, sometimes even days, as if time itself had stopped for them. Entire groups, frozen in eerie stillness, have been discovered, their muscles stiff, their eyes glazed over, yet fully conscious. Doctors and psychiatrists remain baffled, as the individuals show no neurological damage or disease that could explain the phenomenon. This strange occurrence seems to arise suddenly, often in settings of extreme stress or communal fear, like schools, workplaces, or crowded urban areas. The eerie silence of these frozen figures has left many questioning how much we really understand about the power of the mind over the body. Adam, a 32-year-old man living alone in a small apartment, became one of the most perplexing cases of the new form of mass hysteria. He was discovered by a neighbor, frozen mid-action, standing perfectly still in his living room for 3 days. His body was rigid, his eyes open, but unresponsive, and yet he exhibited no signs of distress or fatigue. When he finally woke up from this state, Adam was neither dehydrated nor malnourished, despite not having eaten or drank for the entire duration. Remarkably, he reported no physical discomfort, no stiffness in his muscles or dizziness. Mentally, however, Adam described a surreal experience. He was aware of his surroundings, but felt as though time had ceased, as if he were trapped in a moment that stretched on endlessly. Psychiatrists remain baffled by his case, as all medical tests showed normal neurological function. His case has since become a focal point in the study of this emerging form of mass hysteria, raising disturbing questions about the mind's power to disconnect from reality in response to stress or unknown triggers.
Subject number 1124. Date, September 11th, 2024. This is Michael. Location, Apartment 4B, 107, West 82nd Street, New York City. Incident classification, unexplained phenomenon, suspended animation. Summary. On May 7th, 2024, a 34-year-old man, referred to here as subject number 1124, suddenly became immobile in his New York apartment. Witnesses reported he was frozen mid-motion while performing a normal task. Despite early theories of a neurological condition or mass hysteria, what has unfolded over the past 4 months is far beyond medical comprehension. Physical condition. Since the onset of his immobility, subject number 1124's body has undergone rapid decomposition. His skin and muscle tissue have rotted away in stages, blackening and peeling in grotesque layers. Yet he remains standing, locked in place. The fetid smell of decay permeates his apartment, a stench that has spread throughout the building, yet he has not collapsed. Strangely, despite the decomposition of his body, his eyes and brain remain unaffected. His eyes remain wide open, aware and responsive to light, tracking movement in his apartment, though his face is expressionless. His brain activity, monitored through external scans, shows heightened sensory response, particularly in areas related to pain and awareness. For 4 months, subject number 1124 has been feeling his body rot while he watches the horror unfold in real time. Observations. Witnesses who entered the apartment described a feeling of suffocating dread upon approaching subject number 1124. Investigators report that his eyes follow them wherever they move, although he never speaks or moves. Despite this, some have observed small, almost imperceptible shifts in his posture. His arms, locked in mid-motion, seem to inch ever closer toward the door, as though he is trying to escape. Neighbors have described odd sounds from his apartment at night, soft creaks, like the slow stretching of skin or bones under pressure, though the subject himself remains frozen. Many have reported nightmares after being near him, vivid dreams of their own bodies decaying while they watch, paralyzed. Theories. Initial theories focused on neurological causes or mass psychosis, but subject number 1124's state defies known science. His awareness, despite extreme physical degradation, suggests a unique condition, possibly an unknown pathogen or even something more supernatural. No known disease would preserve his mind while allowing his body to rot in place. Some speculate an external force is involved, perhaps even paranormal. Conclusion. Subject number 1124 remains immobile, standing in his decaying body, aware of every agonizing second. His brain continues to show signs of life, despite his physical deterioration. With no explanation or cure in sight, this case remains classified as unexplained. His fate suggests that he is not just trapped within his body, but in a waking nightmare far worse than death.